Last week, a U.S. Navy sailor was sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for transmitting sensitive U.S. military information to a Chinese intelligence officer. This guy, Thomas Zhao, pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy, one count of receiving a bribe, 14 different payments totaling about $15,000 Zhao took to provide photos and videos involving Navy exercises, operations, and facilities between August of 21 through at least May of 2023. This relationship was continuing to develop when it was interdicted because the Chinese intelligence officer offered to pay Zhao bonuses for controlled and classified information. Zhao used encrypted communications to transmit the information to the Chinese Communist intelligence officer and destroyed evidence to hide their relationship. So basically, pretty much dead to rights, 2 years. I mean, that's less than people are being sentenced for walking around the Capitol building peacefully after being escorted in by Capitol Police. I'm talking about January 6th, of course.
Right. And then yet, over the weekend when pro-Palestinians tried to break down the White House fence and injured police officers, not one arrest. No.
This also calls into question the brilliant idea that our senators here in Illinois have, talking about Sack of Durbin and Duckworth, to recruit people in this country illegally to serve in our military as the means to citizenship. So, I mean, I'm not saying that people coming to this country may not love America and they go through a process and they serve this country honorably and so on and so forth, of course, as has happened throughout our nation's history. But there's this other problem. And the other problem is, since we don't have control of our border, we don't have a particularly good idea on all the people coming here, particularly, say, I don't know, 2 million gotaways. And so now are we going now, and the response from the Durbins and the Duckworths of the world is to say, all of you who are coming here from Venezuela, who wants to join the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, the Marines? Really? This is, I think, what some people are saying, meaning, I should say, when they say that that may have national security implications that have not been greatly thought through. You think? For more on this and other topics, pleased to be joined by Steve Bucci. He is, of course, with the Heritage Foundation. He served our country honorably as in the Marines Special Forces, and he is now at the Heritage Foundation's Allison Center for Foreign Policy Studies. Steve, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me. Sorry I got on a little late. Had a phone issue.
No worries. What about this Navy sailor who was convicted of, or pled out to, to treason, getting 2 years?
I find that kind of ridiculous. Just recently, last couple of years, we had another sailor picture of the area in which he worked on a submarine. The memory kind of thing. Keepsake. Classified area, you weren't allowed to do it. And when they found out, told them, and I think they gave him more than 2 years of jail time for doing it. Anybody's knowledge, he wasn't trying to pass it to anybody. He just took it for himself. And then you have this guy who's worked by a foreign officer, askings of what he wanted and how much he'd get paid for it, and this guy gets 2 years? There's with that. It's not an inadvertent, not somebody that got trapped by somebody. This guy spied because he wanted some extra cash. Gets 2 years. That's there's a problem there.
That larger issue I mentioned, since I know it's not a crisis because Biden said it's not a crisis at the border, but some people think it is. And the response from leading lights of the Senate Democrat caucus is migrants serving in our military, even if they don't have legal status in this country, as the means to as a pathway to citizenship. What's your perspective on that?
Durbin should know better, or darn sure knows better. Never, modern times, allowed illegal aliens to serve in our military. By definition, they're committing a crime. Allowed are resident aliens. They're not American citizens, but they have a green card, came here legally, and did all the process. Those folks we've allowed the country, and at certain times to give you some bennies on your track towards citizenship, time limits and things like that. Of letting illegal aliens military and then be the fast track to citizenship, say to all the people who have been trying to come in legally, stop liver. We're going to take the criminals illegally. I realize a lot of folks want to come in here because they just want a better life. Follow the rules. Absolutely not be allowed. Be trusted. They're not vetted. Stupid idea. Durbin and Senator Duckworth and their buddies.
You're cutting out on us a little bit. Are you on speaker by any chance? Can you take us off?
Speaker. I'm on a headset.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so one other just issue on that, because this has been alleged, and I just wonder if we have intel to confirm this, which is that based on the open borders philosophy of the controlling powers in D.C., countries have that where we've seen significant migrant populations move through Mexico to the border and into this country. A lot of those countries that are headed by autocrats who are enemies of America, thinking places like Cuba and Venezuela, Nicaragua, are actually emptying their jails and sending people here that are not economic migrants and that have no interest in doing America any good. Is there any truth to that? Is that verifiable and quantifiable?
I don't know of any specific evidence, obviously, in the last couple of months. We know the Cubans did that several times during the migrant boat lifts that were run there. Certainly did that. Jails and their mental institutions as well, and sent them to America. I can't believe that some of their buddies down there for that and are not trying to do it. And if you look at them coming across the border, close-ups, the people always show the single moms with the 3 kids. Some of the bigger pictures, majority of those people coming in, single, free-age males, families. They're not poor upon and orphans who are coming here for work. Oh, they're looking fit. They're exactly military-age males. If only 1 or 2% of those the people that are coming across the border, nefarious intent, problem. They're not being vetted. The most cursory thing that they can do at the border, over cell phones and things like that. Huge security issue.
He is Stephen Bucci. He served America for 3 decades as an Army Special Forces officer and top Pentagon official, visiting fellow at the Heritage Foundation's Allison Center for Foreign Policy Studies. Steve Bucci, thanks as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. the answer.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Well, I've been taking it for some time. We saw the ad and we thought we would give